Hey friends, Andy here. How you doing? Good to see ya. The price of Luna has completely crashed. UST has depegged. Bitcoin is less than $30,000 and rug pulls are everywhere. Is this the end of crypto? Have you been saying to yourself, crypto is over? Crypto is a giant scam? And are you wondering if you should sell everything? Well, hold on to your horses there, partner. Before you do something crazy, let's talk all about this madness that's going on. And if this madness is driving you mad, well then try relieving that stress. Every smash of that like button is very similar to taking a dip in a cool, refreshing mountain spring. And if you think that's relaxing, just wait until you try out that subscribe button and clicking that bell icon, because when you click that, YouTube hand delivers my videos to you in your mountainside spring. Well, it feels like full pandemonium is happening within the crypto space and people are panicking left and right, and the fear and greed index is now in extreme fear. Also, while there is some green on the crypto charts, it is largely a sea of red across the board. So you're probably asking what's going on? What is this all going to look like? What should you be doing right now? Should you be panicking? Well, first things first, let's take a look at the Mac Daddy, Bitcoin, and what it has looked like in the past year. So while things feel like they are indeed down in the dumps or dumpster, if we look at the chart, you can actually see that over a year ago in January 2021, we were still in the $30,000 to $40,000 range. So in a year's time, we've kind of come back to where we started. We have certainly found the highs of nearly 64,000 and then again of over $68,000. So we are indeed sitting at over a 50% correction at this exact moment, but we are not to the full depths that we have been in the past. If we take a quick look here back in 2017, 2018, we can see that we had in 2017 that nearly $20,000 peak, and then our lowest of the lows, December of 2018, we hit 3,000, which was over an 80% correction. So on one side of this, we can go, oh, well, it's not as bad this time around. On the other side of things, you can say, well, maybe there's a lot more pain still left in store.
It just hit me.
Going from the all-time high of $69,000 Bitcoin, an 80% correction would actually be $14,000 Bitcoin. Do I think we will actually be going to $14,000 Bitcoin? I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine. But what I do know is that this past year, while the price action has been fairly wild and it was a lot of fun finding those all-time highs, that's not all the good that has happened. There was a bunch of just crazy growth across the entire crypto board. And on top of that, there has been a ton of adoption. More people than ever are into crypto. And you might be thinking, well, I guess that means it's too late and everything's going down, so what's the point? Well, more people than ever really means only about 300 million people worldwide who are crypto users, whatever that looks like. So there are billions and billions of people to still bring on board into the crypto stratosphere. So is this just a correction, or are we in a full-blown bear market? Well, again, your guess is as good as mine. This is not financial advice. I'm just a guy on the internet. I don't know into the future any better than you do. For a long while, I assumed that this was just a correction, but now it's feeling more and more like we might be actually in a full-on bear market. If we go by the traditionally accepted definition of a bear market when it relates to the stock market, well then a 20% or greater decline in all the stock prices is what is considered a bear market. In those terms, we are firmly in a bear market right now, but this is crypto and a 50% correction is, you know, only part of the way there for what a bear market has looked like in the past for crypto. Crypto has anywhere from an 80 to 90+% correction decline when we were in a bear market or the last crypto winter. So let's say that we're either in a very steep correction or more likely a bear market. That's a bad thing, right? This is not good stuff. Well, that depends on how you define bad, but I would argue that this is good, that this is healthy, that this is normal. Does stuff like this feel good? No. But is something like this fully expected and a normal function of the markets? Yes. Whenever there are crazy new highs made, those can't be sustained forever. There needs to be a correction. Things need to settle. Things need to figure themselves out before the next rally, before the next bull market. And if we're looking here at the Bitcoin chart again, you can see that just back in March, we are at nearly $50,000 Bitcoin. And so you see the price today of just over $30,000 at this exact moment. And you think, man, things are bad. So what I suggest you do is that when in doubt, zoom out. And what I mean by that is literally zoom out. Once upon a time, Bitcoin was worth nothing or hundreds of dollars, and today it's worth $30,000. Even by the metric of the previous all-time high back in 2017 of $20,000, we are still way above that. Keep in mind, during the last crypto winter, we went as low as $3,200 Bitcoin, so we are still a 10x over that. Again, whenever you're worried about things, it's really good to get some perspective, to get some context, to just zoom out. So where are we now in the entire market cycle? Well, that's really hard to determine. The current cycle doesn't quite look like the past ones, at least not at this stage. Maybe once we've had a bit more time in it, we can see the clearer picture. Maybe then it will be revealed to us. But at this moment, it's all a great mystery, and I don't have any insight into the future. I've got no crystal ball. I am sorry. But even though things are a bit strange looking on the charts at this exact moment, if we do map it to the last bull run or the one before that, well, then it does look like we could be in store for a slightly prolonged bear market. But again, who knows what actually will happen. When prices suck, when this stuff is like super not fun, I can say that if you are one of those people who is alone in crypto, that you don't have a bunch of friends or family who are also into it, things can get lonely. This is one of the reasons I'm super grateful that I've started this channel and connected with all of you, but also a reason I am really grateful for starting Sleep Money Club. If you are in search of a community of like-minded people, people who are just as passionate about crypto as you are, well, then you should really consider joining Sleep Money Club. We talk about all things crypto, crypto passive income, strategies for building wealth, mining and nodes, and all kinds of interesting ideas in the crypto space. Now, I started Sleep Money Club with my good friend Colin the Decade Investor, and since we started it, we've added a whole bunch of other YouTubers who are in there chatting as well. There's weekly live streams, weekly AMAs, all kinds of incredible guides and videos and tutorials and educational material being created in there. So if you want to soak up as much education and be as prepared as you possibly can be for the next bull run, well, then consider joining Sleep Money Club. Okay, so I talked about a bunch of dreary stuff. What about the bright side of all this? To quote The Dark Knight, it's darkest just before the dawn.
I promise you, the dawn is coming.
Well, things are actually very bright, and in my opinion, things are brighter and better in crypto than they've ever been before. Yeah, there's a bunch of bad things happening, a bunch of setbacks. The market is kind of a bunch of junk. But again, there are more people and more adoption than there has ever been before in crypto right now, and that's only going to increase into the future. In the past several years, we've seen so many exciting new projects launched, and we're going to see so many more coming in the coming years. Crazy, crazy things have happened this cycle, like entire countries adopting Bitcoin as legal tender. Institutional adoption has been off the charts, and there are a bunch of companies that have added Bitcoin to their balance sheet. This is stuff that once upon a time I thought was fairy tales, I thought was fantasy. I thought, yeah, it will happen, but maybe in a decade or two. But here we are, and these things are a reality, and it's just getting started. So knowing that stuff and knowing at the same time that the market is not so good, what should you be doing right now? Well, number one, don't panic. Take a deep breath and just don't freak out. I really believe that things are going to get better at some point. And yeah, we might have some more pain before that happens, but if you can persist, it will very much be worth it, in my opinion. You can also just keep your eyes peeled for opportunities and projects and things that are good places to put your money when things might be cheaper than they've ever been before. But also, this is just a great time to just take the time, slow down, and learn and grow in crypto. Maybe you've been putting off the idea of figuring out how to set up MetaMask or adding multiple networks on there, or what the heck is a crypto bridge? Well, now's the time you can learn all about that, plus a whole bunch of projects that maybe you got into because you just saw them online being talked about and you don't actually know what they are. Now you can dig in and finally read that white paper. But really, the bottom line is this. I truly believe that if you can persist and survive through a crypto bear market and make good decisions and just stick with it, you can have some incredibly big wins in the next bull run. But no, it's not fun to be in it. And yes, it gets a little bit boring. And yes, it's very easy to give up and say, crypto's not for me. But I would encourage you to not do that, because all the people I saw do that during the last bear market really regret it now. And again, I really feel that we are so early in all of this. In fact, I've made most of my wealth by doing these things I just said, by investing during a bear market. In fact, you can watch this video right here to learn exactly how I did that and all my strategies. Otherwise, I hope you have a comfy bed during this bear market hibernation period, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.